Good morning, everyone. At least it's morning here. I thought I'd do a quick live stream before I hit the ground running this morning. Monday's always I don't know, it's kind of a good feeling here because it's the start of the week, and that's when whatever we're going to be doing whatever we're going to be doing for the week is going to get started today. So I thought I'd do a quick live stream. And this is going to be a pretty quick live stream because I've got to go into town and get materials. I don't know if I'm going to be coming back to finish this up or not. We're going to continue on the playpen today. I might end up spilling the beans about what's going on with the plateau. Yeah, I might do a second live stream this morning. I don't know, but things are moving forward on that. Jay Faulkner, a very happy morning to you, Brian. Well, thank you, Jay. I've been up for about an hour because I've been thinking about doing a live stream this morning, but answering emails. Mr. Bluxy Fireman, you're on a roll with these live streams. I enjoy doing them. It's one of the most enjoyable parts of having a YouTube channel. For so long, we didn't do them, mainly because I didn't know how to do them. And we hadn't figured out that early morning or late night we could do them. Because from basically 9 a.m. till 10 p.m., the internet's not fast enough. Richard, I tried the soup. Very good. Yeah, sometimes the simplest things are the best, and you wouldn't think that just a can of stewed tomatoes with some bouillon in it would make a good soup. Or it also makes you think that Campbell's has been making a lot of money off something that was pretty simple. White Wolf, good morning. Good morning, you too, Dan. Good guy for life. GM, good morning, sir, from Missouri. Cutting switchgrass hay for feed and baling straw from bad wheat harvest. Why was your wheat harvest bad? F. Haynes, hello from Toronto. Thanks for joining me. Chris Romero, good morning to you as well. Oh, that reminds me. Not you, Chris, but your last name. There's someone here with a first name that I need to get a hold of. Someone named Romero here that I need to send an instant message to. John Keatings, good morning from Belgium. Thank you for joining us as well. Good guy for life. Farmer to farmer, married to hottie Filipino lady, sir. Marcel will appreciate the reference. Michael, hello, Brian. Hello, family. Long-term subscribers in the world, I tip my hat to you. Thank you, because the more we love on Brian and his family, the more videos he puts out. Pretty much. Good guy for life. Too much rain. Wheat likes dry weather. Excuse me. I'm about to explode over here. Still not feeling 100%. Still got a little cold, but I had thought 2 days ago that it was going to be a doozy, that I was going to be really sick, but just a little bit sick. Todd Miller, good morning. Looks like we have sunshine for a couple days. Where you at, Todd? Uh, White Wolf F. Haynes. I am from Toronto, actually North York. Uh, Tony Montana. Hello to you as well. Chris Romero. Blessings to you as well, sir. Tony Montana. How is the weather? The weather here is probably going to rain today. Um, I've come to find that the rainy season in the Philippines, it's a different weather than what you're used to, than what I was used to in Northern California. Because in Northern California, a storm will come in from the Pacific and it'll rain for 12 hours, 24 hours, or longer. And either light rain, heavy rain, but it's a continuous thing. Here, it's just a series of thunderstorms, it seems like. It'll rain anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, and then it's pretty much done. Very rarely do you get a long, sustained wind event or rain event. Gene Sabato, sir, watching from Hawaii, what happens to your piggery? We shut the piggery down and began doing so, 6-7 months ago, because we just couldn't make it anymore. From so long of losing money every day, just got tired of losing money every day. And as things work out, sometimes now the price of pork is high enough to where we could be making a lot of money, but we just couldn't get there from here. We just couldn't do it anymore. Todd Miller, Panay, Iloilo to the north. Ah, okay. So you're up there. You're up there around where James is from. Mr. Biloxi Fireman. So what's the bamboo planting? The first job in the Philippines that took way less time than you expected. I could hear the surprise in your voice. It was I had no idea. It was an amazingly fast and simple process. I don't know. I don't know what I was. I don't know what I was expecting, but I certainly wasn't expecting you just chop down a piece of bamboo and then chop it up into 2.5 foot pieces and stick them in the ground. I definitely wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't think it would be that simple. And had I known it was that simple, if I'd thought to ask at some point, we would have planted quite a bit more bamboo because it's useful, um, especially when we were doing the milkfish. I mean, I don't know how much. I could probably go back and check, but I don't know how much we spent on bamboo poles. A lot, at like 100 pesos plus per pole. Now, granted, they were bigger than what we have here. Um, what we have here is probably a year old, 18 months old, and what we were using in the milkfish pen was, obviously 2 to 3 years old. But been here over 3 years, so it was something that, and all that area around, the flat part of the plateau is just a small portion of it. It's all around it is a the rest of the hill, and it encompasses a lot of area, and all of that could have, and there's basically nothing growing there. There's like 2 coconut trees, and all that area in there could have been planted into bamboo, and it's several thousand square meters. Michael, now I'm laughing my butt off. Finally, with my wife. Let me start over. Michael, now I'm laughing my butt off. Finally, with my stroke, I finally put in a comment that you could read word for word. Well, it only lasted one, I think. Brian, it takes time to get over it, meaning a stroke. Yeah, Michael, I didn't know you had a stroke. Um, News to me, um, but you're doing very well, and I hope you continue to do mo better. Tony Montana, what will be your next activity? You know, Tony, we got a lot of stuff going on here. We're focusing now more. You know, the piggery was the main thing that was going on uh, here on the farm. That was the focus. Um, but now that is not happening, uh, done a big switch here to the tilapia, to raising tilapia, and that's going to be that along with probably at some point shrimp. Uh, that's going to be our focus here on the farm. We have found that with the milkfish, it's the amount of reserve cash that you have to have on hand as a feed budget in order to get a given number of milkfish to harvest. You have to have a set number of pesos set aside to buy a set number of sacks of feed. And with the tilapia, you do still have to buy feed, but tilapia are a lot different than milkfish. Feed can be supplemented without a lot of negative impact on their growth rate. And so, uh, in the hopes of getting away from having to have all that money for feed, uh, that's why we have switched to tilapia. And doing it here on the farm, it's close. We don't have to, no caretaker involved, which involves a salary. No boat that has to be maintained, which anyone who has a boat know that it's just a hole in the water that you throw money into. Boats are expensive to keep going. We don't have that expense. Probably, we've traded the boat expense for electricity expense in the form of pumping water and aeration. But they're here. We don't have to worry about getting in a boat and going out, and they're all gone. They're where we can keep an eye on them. Mr. Biloxi Fireman. So was the bamboo plant? I did that one already and did that one. So okay, where are we at here? Tony Montana, just chickens. You mean chickens? Yeah, and chickens is something that we're going to be phasing out as well. The chickens were never a high priority or a high focus as income. They were an experiment in progress as well. When I first got here, my goal was to research and see if, man, I'm trying to hold back a sneeze here. My goal was to see if I could, because I knew that in chickens, either meat or eggs, as I've explained before, it's almost impossible to compete against the big guys, right? Because they get their feed so much cheaper. My experiment was going to be using mainly alfalfa as a feed supplement for the chickens. And you know, for one reason or another, we were never able to get the alfalfa in or to do well in the fields. Um, you know, that was the whole setup, as I was going to use those rice fields to grow alfalfa with, and that was the reason that I shipped the lawnmower over here, a rear bagging lawnmower, so that I could put it around every day or every couple days and just mow and harvest the alfalfa and feed to the chickens as a high protein feed supplement, and try to and in doing that, try to cut down enough of the feed costs to make the chickens doable. But it kind of got sidetracked because we began to focus on the piggery rather than the chickens, and everybody knows how the piggery turned out. Andy Gaymar. Well, Andy Gaymar, I just don't like your handle. So goodbye. Crazy Monina, life in the Philippines. Good morning. Is this John or the crazy one? Grumpy Dude Brian. Good morning, Brian. Enjoy the day. Thank you. Last Generation Lycan. Hi, watching from New York City. Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, that's right. I missed one up here. Teen. Tina. I don't even know how to say that. But hello and good morning to you as well. And someone else is wishing you a good morning as well. Andy Omar. We know someone else to block and get rid of. Children. Omar, White Wolf, Omar is a troll. These are just full of trolls this morning. Some people, they just have lots of time to make up Facebook accounts. Crowd talk. Hey, I thought it was funny. Yeah, well, comedy is in the eye of the beholder, and I didn't think it was funny. So sometimes it's great to be the boss man. Michael, so can I ask? So can I ask, if you don't mind? Can I? You can ask away. George, morning, Brian. Did you buy a tent? You know what? I forgot to even look. But Tom Moskal was the first, I think, to suggest that I buy a tent rather than having to completely encompass the caretaker house, the shrimp pond, with mosquito netting. And honestly, I'd never thought of just buying a little tent, which would be mosquito proof. And he said they were 500 to 1,000 pesos on Shopee or Lazada. And again, I was surprised that they could or would be that cheap. But I haven't checked it out yet, but I will. I'm going to be checking out price and availability for a tent. Mark Cooper, good morning, Mark. Mark's our resident weatherman. I haven't looked at a satellite image in a while. I don't know what our weather is going to be. Michael, what are you going to do with them, and are going to leave them open, or are you going to run him out, or I don't know what else to ask. I Are we talking about the chickens, Michael? If the chickens are the subject, we're just going to keep them pinned until we sell them all, and and we're not even going to keep some for a personal flock. Because at some point, I would like to have a disease-free flock like we did in the beginning, and the only way to get there is to completely start over. Todd Miller, have you had any luck with having soils tested? No. From the process of trying to have our soil tested the first time, and after waiting a year and then finding out that they had lost the soil sample, and it's just the whole process, and that was pre-COVID, right? So I'm kind of the opinion that if they couldn't get it done before COVID, that they're not going to get it done now. And following up with the Department of Agriculture, it just didn't seem like that they cared, or they thought it would matter, or it was just not a high priority. And bottom line, it would be nice to know exactly what the parameters of the soil are, but in the big scheme of things, there's not a lot that I can do to change it other than adding organic matter and a slight adjustment to the pH. I mean, there's not a lot that I can do. Our soil is what it is, and it's not great. And the way things are looking, the way things are looking, it doesn't really matter what the soil's like anyway, because fish ponds and fish tanks it doesn't matter what the soil is. We never did have enough land here to do like row crops or something like that. A third of this property, boy, a third of this property is the plateau and that little area around it. The plateau is useless to farm on. It's just sand. And the rice fields are really good for nothing but rice. And all the rest of the land here is a pretty good slope. And not a it's not like the side of a mountain, but it is a slope. So we're not going to be row cropping any of that. The only portion of this farm that could have been row cropped, like corn or beans or peppers or whatever, was the rice fields. That was the only flat, irrigatable land on this whole farm, and that was maybe altogether 3,000 to 3,500 square meters. Not really worth messing with in the first place. I would assume that the workers are here. That's what everything is that's going on. So get rid of another dummy. I'm going to end this one up, guys, because the dogs are going nuts, and I really do have to get into town. I'll just give a quick hello to Gina, and yeah, I'm going to end this one up, guys, because the dogs are going to make it impossible. I'll fire up this live stream again later. I've got to get busy anyway. So you guys take care. I'll see you again.